Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the author, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we normally do on Wednesdays, we take no more than about 15 minutes to pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of my books, audiobooks, and more, provide a couple of quick announcements, and get you going on your day. As you're aware, sometimes you can't wait till the end of the day or the beginning of the next day for your pause and pick me up. So I hope that this time, allows that for you. It definitely allows that for me to slow things down. And as a reminder, the first Wednesday chat that we do each month, I pull a book from my library of a fellow author whose work has been encouraging and inspiring. So it's not just about me, it's about the joy of reading, renewal, all that type of thing. So to stay connected with me, go ahead and make sure to add me at AuthorASnorton on Instagram. And then, of course, if you go on Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton, you can navigate through accordingly. The current newsletter is up there, all the info on the social media, website, the Author A. Snorton blend coffee in collaboration with Fonte's Coffee, which I'm kind of sipping on right now. I'm at the bottom of it, but I'm going to take a quick sip. Yeah, the bourbon infused. Gotta check it out. And archival editions of the Conversation Corner with Status Network, Lens to Pens podcast in collaboration with Emery Rose Photography. But make sure to go to Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton, and you can add, the platforms that you're used to being on and things of that nature. So before we get into today's message from a guest author, we always make sure to take time just to kind of pause and check up and check in. We know that when life is lifing, it can get kind of rough. And I know in recent days, weeks, there's people out there who've had family members, friends, loved ones transition, going through some hard times, job related or finances or physical, mental health, things along those lines. So if that sounds like you or someone you know, please take the time you need to kind of pause, catch your breath, identify what the positive next steps are. If it's something that requires professional attention and you have access to that, great. If not, if you have to use informal means or community-based means, what have you, please identify positive ways. We want you around. We need you around. There's people, that definitely need you around. By the same token, there's a number of positives taking place, and all of us know when there's something good that happens, we feed off the energy. So you definitely want to embrace the positive energy that's there. You know what you've been led through in order to get from point A to point B. So you should take a moment to pause, reflect, celebrate. Don't go over the top with the celebration, but do enough to release. You have to. And again, feed off the positives and use that for the next step. So those are things that we always try to do, before we dive in on stuff. So hopefully that helps people, who are definitely in need. So if it being the first Wednesday of the month, I'm going to pull a selection from my archives from another author. This is Elevation Excel plus Acceleration. So Elevation, Excel plus Acceleration, Elevation, Acceleration. Motivation, affirmation, personal energy, relentless self-development, take flights towards your success, 7 steps to accomplish your best self. This is from Coach Clinton Ages, who is one of my fraternity brothers, member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, who is still with us in spirit. And in his positive spirit, there's a quote from this book in this chapter that I'd like to read, which comes from The Immense Power of Your Thoughts. So here it goes. Have you heard the story of the little engine that could? How did the little engine manage to achieve a feat that was scaring away the stronger engines? The secret behind that little engine's success was that it believed in its abilities. It pushed aside all doubt simply by chanting the mantra, I think I can, I think I can. Similarly, this step involves finding the mantra that is made exclusively for you in order to get the best results. It is also known as the motivation affirmation, and saying it over and over again makes a huge difference in the achievement of desired results. Oftentimes you've heard me say what you put in your head is going to show up in some way, shape, or form. And Coach Clinton Ages really captures this in that particular chapter. Think about some of the topics and some of the mindsets that we said before. Be cognizant of what you put in your head. And whether you want to call, what he's talked about, the self fulfilling prophecy that you see a lot in sociology or psychology, it comes back to something that I have to remind myself. What you put in your head, you got to be very careful of. You put positive things in there, there's a better likelihood positive things are going to happen in some way, shape, or form. So I want to thank Coach Clinton Ages for his book. I'm going to go ahead and go back through this one. Definitely make sure to check it out, as well as, any of the authors that I feature, including myself. But anyway, thank you so much, Coach Clint, for still here and still listening. So a couple of quick things that are on the horizon. June 14th, 2 p.m., Tucker, Georgia, Maracas Bar. Join me for my next authors talk. So the way that it'll work is start arriving about 2 or a little bit after 2. Go ahead, make sure to order and purchase something from the bar. They have great food, great beverages, all that type of thing. Then probably a little bit after 2:30 or so, the author's talk will commence. It'll be moderated by DJ Shaolin of 93.9 Power Hits, who does great work, not only here in Metro Atlanta, but across the board. So he'll moderate the talk and we'll dive in on all my books, audio books, and a few other topics. We'll then open it up for the audience to go ahead and do a Q&A. And then after that, we'll roll into the book signing and whatnot. So all of my books will be available, and we will also have the AuthorASnorton blend coffee available. So it's the day before Father's Day. So if you need that last minute Father's Day gift, or if you're just a fan of reading, networking, all that type of thing, June 14th, starting at 2 p.m. at Maracas Bar in Tucker, Georgia. So definitely check out the newsletter, the socials, and all that type of thing for details. Other stuff coming up in June. We're still working through a couple of items, so stay tuned for different announcements for things coming up in the month of June. And then, of course, there's a couple of things popping during the summer. So as a side note, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you want to make sure to do so. We just drop it twice a month, so you get info on a regular basis, but not over the top with it. So yeah, just excited for what's coming up. So again, June 14th, to every book club, bookstore, book festival, things along those lines, thank you for your support and encouragement ever since February 2017 when I dropped my first book. You guys have really been supportive, really across the country. So thank you so much. Trying to see if there's really anything else. Just the usual words of encouragement. Again, we know that we are in a different landscape, and we're getting bombarded, by a number of different things. So the only thing I can say is slow down the moving parts, figure out what level of awareness and engagement you are able to do to get a working idea of some of the things that are going on. And if there's people that that are a little bit knee deeper in engagement, involvement, awareness, and if what that engagement, involvement, and awareness is about is making sure that as many people as possible get as big of a positive impact as possible, definitely do what you can to support and encourage those folks. And again, like I said, we feed off of energy. Put positive energy out there, it's going to come back in some way, shape, or form. You put foolishness out there, it'll come back too. And there's plenty of foolishness, so we're going to go with the positivity. All right, but those are some of the main things for today's chat. Hopefully, there's a sense of motivation, encouragement, empowerment, just pausing and catching your breath for a little bit. If that's the biggest takeaway, just pausing and catching your breath, then that's part of why we do what we do. So we're going to go ahead and bounce, but all of you take very good care. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement and well wishes. And again, whether small or big, the victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious, keep it moving. Take good care, and I'll look forward to seeing you real soon.